So, nope, you are not misreading that. Funimation anime streaming service is being shut down, and Crunchyroll will be raising their prices. I don't think there were too many people surprised by this happening because of the fact that the merger took place, and I think it was already expected it was going to happen. What is surprising is how if you had any digital content on Funimation's anime streaming service, you won't have it anymore. You lose it. And we're talking content you paid for. This is not the first company to do this, or the first time this has happened. Amazon did this with, I think, Warner Brothers products. And we've seen this happen with Prime and pulling videos that you once owned. This is going to continue to happen. You don't own any of this content. And people need to understand that. And they're going to continue to do this. The thing is, there's no reason why they had to do this to their customers. If they're going to raise prices, they should have been able to transfer those licenses. Those databases should not be that hard to see. Even if they're having to pay an employee to manually move those, this should not have been a problem. And this is where we have a disconnect between the people that make the laws and regulate companies and the companies, right? And technology, because a lot of people in Congress don't understand this. They don't use services the way we do. A lot of us down here, we buy stuff digitally because sometimes it's cheaper and we want it. Now, full disclosure, I haven't been in the anime scene in a very long time. If I'm going to watch something though, I tend to get it off the high seas. It's not that I don't want to support the artists, but in my opinion, if I'm buying it through these services, I'm not supporting the artists anyway. Same with music. I don't have any qualms gathering my music from other sources because, and I'll have this argument until I'm dead in the ground, but you're not going to convince me that by grabbing music from the high seas, I'm hurting the artist. That's not the case. They're getting money from contracts. Now, I still do buy music. Don't get me wrong. I still do. My general rule is if there's more than 3 songs on the album, I buy the album. But that is far and few between on some albums. Now, for example, a band that I supported and I did buy a copy of their music was Sleep Token. I love what they did. I bought their stuff. But it's far and few between that I like a whole album. And also the terms of buying music are very difficult. I have to make sure that even if I buy it, I'm borrowing it for myself. I'll put it that way, because like with Amazon, when I've gotten credits through buying stuff to buy music, I can't do this with movies necessarily, but with music, I make sure to get an actual copy of it and have it in a secure location. I've done it with a few albums. So I have bought music. But again, the artist isn't getting much of that or any of it at all. So when I do get an album, I'm using the credit that I get anyway. Little tip for you guys, if you want to go ahead and fight the man here, I got a fun one for you. It can be a little annoying, but it's worth it for the credits. When Amazon runs their digital promotions, when they tell you get like $1 towards a digital purchase, here's how you can maximize that. Say you're going to buy 15 items through Amazon, food, whatever you're buying, okay? Buy 1 item at a time and then tick the box for the Prime Day delivery or whatever it is so you get your credit. That should get you about $15 in digital credits. Go buy your music, and then when you get the music through the Amazon Music app, grab the files and keep them. You bought them technically, so they are yours, but they will eventually pull stuff. So make sure you're maximizing your credits. I use it for rentals sometimes. And that's what I do, but I make sure that if I'm buying items, I don't buy them in groups anymore. I buy them one at a time to maximize those credits. And I do it on seasons when I know they're doing the promotions. So if you want to kind of stick it to the man a little bit, that's the way to do it. But no, please stop. We need to organize, and I'll probably do this in another video, but we need to organize a general boycott of all of the streaming services. And I don't think it's going to be very successful. We need to get as many people as possible to cancel their streaming services for a couple of months. Become really good friends with people that you know that are able to acquire movies from the high seas. Ask people to help you set up your own local streaming stuff. That way you can be away from streaming services for a short time and show these companies, and there will be repercussions. So I'll probably cover that in another video here. Anyway, guys, what do you think about this? What do you plan to do? I know some content is just not physically available. I'm getting tired of it myself. Like, for example, I love The Boys, but only seasons 1 and 2 are on physical media. Season 3 is not getting a physical release that I'm aware of at this point. So really kind of ridiculous, but yeah.